everybody, I'm Beebs Kelley. Welcome back to another video. Today we are getting to the bottom of the one-shoulder blue dress situation. Now, it's been quite a while since this occurred, but Catherine, Princess of Wales, wore a blue dress that was one-shouldered and a similar tone of blue to one that Meghan Markle had previously worn earlier that year. Some of the headlines were that she was copying Meghan Markle's dress, but I disagree for a few reasons. Let's first take a look at each of these dresses. Both are actually quite pretty, but I didn't get to see Catherine's dress in its full glory because she was playing piano. So we saw it from the side, kind of draped around the piano bench, which was very beautiful. You could see it had some sheer overlay and was a very swishy, flowy fabric. Meghan Markle's we did see full length, but even still, I do like Catherine's better. When the UK hosted Eurovision for Ukraine, the opening sequence was filmed in the Crimson Drawing Room of Windsor Castle. Kate sat at a grand piano wearing an outfit that signaled her support for the war-torn country. Dressed in an azure blue one-shoulder gown with sheer detailing from Jenny Packham, the Princess of Wales joined last year's champions, Kalush Orchestra, in performing their winning entry piece. It was similarly one shoulder. As many pointed out online, it was the same shoulder, although there could have been a mirroring with the camera, so we don't know that for 100% sure. I do like the flowy fabrics of it, and I love the gathering and draping that creates these swooshing lines, and then the sheer overlay of it. That always looks very ethereal, and it looks beautifully glamorous, like delicate. So I really like that sort of design, especially on Kate. It's just beautiful, and it looked gorgeous with her hair as well. Meghan Markle's dress was worn while attending the 2022 NAACP Image Awards with husband Prince Harry, opting for a bold blue one-shoulder gown which came with aquamarine paneling along its edges for a summery seaside spin. The asymmetrical body skimming gown also featured a thigh-high slit and a multi-hued train that added to its playful look. I do feel like the train and the thigh-high slit might have been a little over the top for this particular event. That's not what we're discussing here today. One of the things that I don't like about the fit of Meghan Markle's dress is the fabric seems to be both stiff and have a bit of an iridescent shine to it. So the way it sort of balloons out over the abdomen here a little bit is something that just has to do with the fit not being exactly perfect, or the tailoring perhaps not being exactly perfect, but it's very noticeable due to the type of fabric catching the light right there where it sort of poofs out over her lower abdomen area. So at first when I saw it on stage, I remember thinking that it had seams down the front, but it does not. That was shadows forming from that bit of poofing of the fabric paired up with the shininess of the fabric and the lights accentuated that. So unless your outfits are going to be laying perfectly flat or are going to be fitted perfectly, you want to be careful. The shinier the fabric is, the more obvious that's going to be. A flowier fabric would have solved that problem for Meghan, and she does benefit from softer, flowier fabrics on her figure. Not only because it eliminates the need for things to be fitted perfectly and pressed perfectly, because flowier fabrics are just that, they're types that are designed to wrinkle less and flow more, but they also add a contrast to her more boxy frame. It's time to thank the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Whether you're dealing with a specific concern like anxiety or depression, or you're just simply feeling overwhelmed, overly stressed, maybe your fuse is really short with yourself or your family, speaking with a therapist can really help. Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's all online. After filling out a few questions, you can be matched to a therapist in as little as a few days. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and accessible. Many times people struggle to find a therapist in their area who also has availability, or it becomes its own overwhelming task to search for local resources. Through this online approach, you're no longer limited to options just in your immediate area. Plus, if you don't feel like you have a great fit with your therapist on BetterHelp, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. It's easy to sign up and get matched. Just click the link in the description box or go to betterhelp.com/Beebs. Clicking that does support this channel, but more importantly, it gets you 10% off your first month to give BetterHelp a try and see if it helps you. Thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Do I think this was a copycat moment for Catherine, Princess of Wales? Absolutely not. I think it could have just been a coincidence. There is a chance that this is something that Catherine just simply liked and saw, maybe even had long before Meghan wore the one-shouldered gown she had. And Catherine wasn't going to be bothered enough to change gowns. It also could be that it was something Catherine wasn't going to be deterred from just because Meghan also wore something similar. Perhaps Catherine never even saw Meghan Markle in that dress. Perhaps she was on a blackout from Meghan Markle news, which, let's face it, some people need sometimes and totally deserve. So perhaps she didn't even know that Meghan had worn something similar, but I would imagine her team would let her know, like, hey, Meghan wore something similar to this, if Catherine didn't already know. So I don't think necessarily that it was completely off the radar, but I do think that it sent a message of being completely unbothered by Meghan, that she really didn't care if Meghan had worn something similar or not. It had zero impact on her life and what she was going to choose to wear. It really displayed a lot of confidence that Meghan Markle, whether it was known or not, was really unnoticed. It sends the message that Meghan has no power, even over wardrobes not being compared to one another or called in question of, oh, is it a copycat moment? It gives the vibe of course it's not a copycat moment. Nobody even cares what Meghan wore. It also could have been a little bit of a clapback of, I can do that better. I can do a one-shouldered blue gown better than she. I think Catherine has earned a little bit of top-notch petty if she wishes to do a little bit of a clapback now and again. I think she deserves it. Which reminds me of the all plum royal ladies at Christmas. They all wore shades of like plum and burgundy to that Christmas. I definitely think that that was both a sign of unity and just ever so subtle sprinkling of royal petty to say, hey, you can't just do whatever you want, say whatever you want, make up whatever you want. We are going to show people what's really going on here. And I think that that was golden. So this may have been along a similar vein. Who knows? What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was a copycat, or do you guys think it was a clapback on purpose, or do you think it was more of just a coincidence? Leave it in the comments. I must know what you guys think about it. Thank you so much for being here with me for today's video. I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a happy day today. Bye!